Hey everybody! So, you see the gel plate out. I got a few projects I want to do here, and thought we would jump into it with some decorative papers. You know, like I'm on a kick for showing you guys handmade paper, how to make it, and also just kind of continuing through some of the decorative tape paper techniques while at the same time working with the gel plate also. With all the book projects that I'm working on and will continuing to work on, especially around our hashtag post-consumer art. I'm using a lot of stuff up, and I really want to just flush out a lot of my techniques. And so we're going to make some decorative papers, because some of these techniques I'm going to start working on now, and then as we make the handmade papers, when you double back and start doing them on those papers, it's like glory. But I'm also using some interesting papers, like this red paper that Patty got us onto. This is the calligraphy, the scroll paper that a lot of the religious ceremonies and the various celebrations and stuff like that, the banners and stuff are made out of. It's actually like a calligraphy paper with this red kind of painted substance on it. We've seen this all the time, but it comes in sheets, but I like the fact that it comes in this roll. So I thought, I'm going to use some different papers. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use our classic brown paper roll. We're going to just try different things. I'm going to use some of this vintage book papers. This is some coffee stained paper. It's actually paper that I sopped a whole bunch of coffee that I spilled. And of course, you know, we weren't going to throw that away, because look at how good that paper looks. I thought I would print on some of this. And then some of our calligraphy paper. This is some of the yellow practice paper. So I just have some different papers here. And what I'm going to work with is, I'm going to do, the technique we're going to do right now is going to be the dots. I like just simply those dot patterns on the gel plate, and using, let me just get using the dot pattern and that one. I just like that, and just overprinting. It's such a simple thing, but it really makes a nice paper that can be used as decorative papers and can be used as elementals in our, what am I saying? Books and collages and stuff. Okay, so we're gonna do it. I got some of these Amsterdam. They were on sale at Blick. There's a whole box of them for like $15, and I like the shades of it. It was 2 packs. Even these blues and stuff I thought were nice. The pinks, the salmon, but these so I want to kind of go with some neutral. So it's this Naples yellow green, and I'm gonna just take one of these buff colors, this titanium buff. So we'll start with those, and I'm gonna get this heavy cream too, the fresco finish, and then I have a black and I have a Payne's gray. So because I'm working with a neutral palette with a lot of the papers I'm making, because of a lot of my upcoming projects. But of course you could work with whatever color palette you want. And then this plate, I'm gonna work with this plate because I'm gonna get it clean, so it'll just start cleaning up from using it. Get a pretty good pull. It just has some of our leftover block printing paints on it. So let's get started. We're just going to keep it simple. So I'm going to take some Payne's gray. I mean, this is a simple process. It's just a fun one. And it's a good one to keep in mind to use, because it's so simple you could forget about it as a process. Okay. So basically we're just putting dots down and we're just kind of creating, I'm going to try the narrow one first. We're just kind of creating this repeat pattern. Okay, so let's start with and of course, see, I just love, it's such a simple thing, and it works. Like, so when we go to use, like, just tearing a piece of this, like, you don't have to overprint it, you know, you can, or you don't have to. I just am kind of working with some very sort of simple patterns right now, and the more we work on the plate a little bit, they can become a little bit more complex. But it's like sometimes keeping it simple is just, look at that's good stuff. So it's just having fun on our plate. This is definitely no stress. Stop the video, go grab your stuff, and let's just print together, and we're going to get some stuff going on here. Make ourselves some papers. And of course, when these dry, you know, we can do our other techniques, which is and think in terms of the techniques kind of stacking on each other, because there's no reason why we couldn't then go back and do shibori with these prints. Fold them and then do the shibori technique, and then you'll have this under pattern, or using the Seth, the spray inks or the alcohol inks, stuff like that. So, you know, we want to think outside the box. We definitely want to think outside the box here. So, you know, I find the best way it works is to try to keep your dots to the top half of the paper, of the plate. That way you kind of get a cleaner pattern. But, you know, if you want to start overlapping, you can too. So if you wanted to, for me, it seems like if I can bring that pattern all the way down like that, I think that's pretty cool. And then you get the over pattern from okay. So let's just get a full sheet of something. So let's just take this whole piece here. So the more you can also have let me just get another scrap piece, because I don't want to, oh, it doesn't matter. The more you can work with pieces that have some kind of interesting patterns to them, like the papers, like this yellow paper here, or the red or the brown paper, you know, you guys know. You can even obviously do this over top of your gel prints. I say you have gel prints already. Oh, look at that. That's just some good collage paper. Because then you get those red lines. And so as you know, as we rip these and get these little bits, you just get, you know, you guys know me. I get excited over the smallest things. But to me, it doesn't have to be all complex and over the top. And because I really, you know, love abstract expressionism, I'm always looking for the emotion in what I do. And I love the simplicity of image, and, you know, I like the simplicity in complex ways. So in other words, you know, by layering, you can take simple processes like this and really get some very intricate, beautiful patterns. But here again, it's always about layering, just taking our time and layering. And so even on this blue that I kind of, you know, braided off on some of this calligraphy paper, I mean, look how nice that pattern. And because I'm using Payne's Gray, which is like a blue black, with that blue, it really pops. And so in itself, this is just a simple piece. So these are not designed to be over complex. They're just designed to be really simple patterns. I am going to move some, but let me just keep on going. There was a white in there. Where did I do it? Okay. I'm gonna get this bright white. So yeah, just pull out all your let me just get some black. All your different papers and throwaway papers and stained papers and gel prints that you want to put something else on. And I find you don't want the dots really big. Just try to get, you know, because you see how the pattern is, so you don't want it to be too much where you got too much paint. So I'm gonna take, let's do this. Yep, let's do it. Let's go ahead and put this down. So this is just like I said, I was doing some coffee staining. I was making a new batch and I horribly spilled a bunch of it as I was putting it into my spray bottle. But no worries. Paper towels to the rescue. And then I just laid them out and let them dry because I'm thinking, whoa, that's going to be some good stuff. So, and in the book that we just completed with in the BTS, in the book group here, which is the BTS behind the scenes, is really where we focus a lot on books and a lot more of my the fine art pieces that I'm working on, and on the what I call the art journaling level, which is the $10 level. That's what we're doing more. Of course, we do our gel printing. We do stuff like this where we're making our papers. Oh, look at that. Look at that pattern. See, it's all about just find some interesting papers and go with it. Oh, I love it. So this right now is about at the point where I feel like I can pull all these dots. Let me just get some of this so it's dry. So I'm gonna get some of that quinacridone. So that's kind of what we're doing, right? So we're doing on the journaling, art journaling level here on Patreon, just kind of fleshing out, because as we move into the new year, it's going to be more of this. So I've kind of split it up, right? So that we're doing paper making on this level, and we're doing decorative papers and, of course, gel printing. And then on the book or the BTS level, where we're working more books, we're working intensely on book as art. That's huge there. Book as art. And so we're working more on our fine art projects, our art projects. It doesn't really fine art. By fine art, I just mean finished art. Let's use that word. F for finished. Our real finished art, stuff that we want to be able to hang on the walls, things that we want to maybe give as gifts. And a lot of you guys I know are selling your things. You're working artists and stuff like that. So that's your level. And anybody who just wants to hang out and make books. None of this stuff do you have to. I know a lot of ladies over there are just, like deep into book arts for their own thing. It's not like they're trying to sell it, but they do some really amazing, beautiful stuff too. So like, it's not about, when I make the distinctions, it's not about you gotta, like you sell yourself selling your stuff, because that's not the only barometer for what we're doing. But anyhow, you guys get it. And we're doing more gel printing there, because some of the gel printing is sort of, we're working with different stuff. So it's additional gel printing. The gel printing there. And yeah, so you guys get it. So it's kind of like, and if you're in the $25 level, which is the BTS level, then the $10 level builds on itself. So I've got it so that, it's not like repeating or anything. It's building. So we're taking this and then we're doing something else with it to another level. Yep. So just kind of, talking it through and maybe re-explaining as we continue to move forward here. So I'm going to get this quinacridone Azo Gold. This is the Holbein. This should pull up these wonderful dot patterns here. But I'm excited that we're moving into paper making. Oh my goodness, guys, you're gonna have some fun with that. It's time. It's time for us to go into that. Okay, so let's put this down from side to side, top to top. See if I can get a good pull here. Those dots are, just kind of ghosts, so they're down there pretty light. So we should be able to get a good pull. And of course, it's nothing better than some quinacridone paper. Okay. Oh yeah. Here we go with classic old walls. Let me flip it over because it may want to stick, and we don't want it to stick. So to keep the paper from sticking, so I'm getting some tearing, is try peeling it peel it off the paper, because in peeling it, oh my god, it's some good stuff. Allows, because the gel plate is rolling, so it's rolling and leaving the paper behind. So that's what you do to keep your paper from sticking. So if you're pulling and you notice it's starting to tear a little bit, flip it over and let the gel plate roll off. And what happens is that the flexibility of the plate will release and it'll leave behind, where if you keep on pulling the paper, it's not as flexible, and so it'll start ripping. So here you see it started to rip a little bit there, but because I flipped it, it stopped. It ripped here because it was a little wet and I pulled it. But look at this piece of paper. Now you tell me that's not good. So then all those simplistic dots begin to work, like, so we have these papers that are going to work together. So we have some very simplistic ones, then we'll get these complex ones, because every so many sheets we're going to pull what's on that plate and start again. So you know how we do this. So much fun. Okay, so let's get some more white because I want to get some more on that Oh, the other thing I didn't say, it may be obvious to you guys, but just, so I'm doing every other. So like, I'm kind of staggering the dots. So if there's a, so like see it's white, white, then I'm putting black in between it. So when I go to roll it, I'm not rolling through it. If you want the colors to mix, then you can do them right underneath each other. But if you stagger them, you'll get more of a okay, let's do this one over top of the other. I think I'm going to, let's just do an overprint. Get this down first. Okay, there we go. Then that way you kind of get the dots kind of scattered. So I want to make sure I say that too, because it may not be obvious considering, you know, I'm kind of looking through. It's not like you're looking over my shoulder and can see that so clearly. So, should I say that? So you want to stagger it. Okay, we got to do this red paper for sure. And yes, this is fun. So just have at it. Oh yeah, this is good. Yeah, see, that's good. We like that. Oh, love it. I'm gonna get some more book pages. Okay, let's get some heavy cream. Haven't used this yet. And some more of the Payne's Gray. And I'm gonna go back to some of that, this sort of sagey green color is nice. I like it on the book paper too. Okay. Okay. Take some of this red, put it down. My scissors. Oh my God. Look at this. This is fabulous. Look at it on this red. The red kind of, this paper has like a matte finish to it. And oh my goodness, let me pull this up before it sticks. Wow. I'm loving how I'm getting this, starting to get this extra stuff that's coming off the plate. That just adds an amazing amount of complexity to the print. This down over here. Couldn't be easier, right? Get this right here. Oh, I'm feeling printing on this red. This is good. I don't know if you guys can tell how matte, just the matte quality of this paper. And it's very it's got like it's a matte paint or something, so it's really absorbing this paint. I bet you the ink is going to absorb nicely on here, especially since it's designed for calligraphy ink. Let's get some more of that. Okay, so I'm going to do, let's do some more. I'm going to do a couple of different layers again. So that. You know what? I have a pink in there. You guys know how I love pink. And I think the pink on this, it look good too. On that red. And then I'm going to go with the Payne's Gray. It's going to get a few different things. Looks like this paper can easily take the extra paint. Wanted to restart that because it was getting ready to the video is coming up on a half an hour, so okay, so let's put this red down. We'll put this here. And then let's put this here. Okay. Oh, that's right. Where's my black paper? I was going to use the black too. Gotta get some black paper around here. Yes. Must. Oh, yeah. Pink is nice. Look at that. Okay, so let's pull this off. Really like how it's pulling up a lot of this extra texture. Wow, that's good. And you can see that pink is nice there. Let me take this area right there and pull more of this up. Yeah, that's good. Let me just lay this down and make it a little smoother, get some of those the extra paint off. You guys know how I don't always like seeing the extra paint kind of laying on the surface. I like it to look more flat, monoprinted. That's good. Okay, this is good stuff. Oh, I love it. I mean, just how beautiful. And the red is just so beautiful. Oh, maybe it's kind of hard to appreciate unless you actually can see it in person. That is some beautiful paper. Okay, so guess what? I'll put the thing below for that, so you guys will have it. Okay, I'm gonna do for that paper if you haven't already gotten it. So I'm gonna do the Payne's Gray because I'm gonna do black now, and then I'm gonna do some of the Paper Artsy and the Fresco, and then I'm gonna do titanium white, let's do that. Okay. Gonna get our black paper. Boy, it's always so difficult to even think about stuff. It's when you pull out your gel plate and then you just do techniques that are so easy, but so much fun. Oh boy. This paper is really strong too. That's the good news about this. Okay. Oh yeah, we're getting all that extra stuff off the plate. That's good stuff. Look at that. See all that extra, you know, grunge that's coming off. That's just a pretty piece of paper. I'm just going to take this and grab some more. I know I'm going to end up overprinting it, but let's just grab with the rest on here. Okay. Cool. So let's get some more white. I think I'm gonna do large. I'm gonna do some. Let's just do some white dots on it. I'll use the buff and I'm gonna use titanium. See if I can get some bigger sections to overprint. Okay. Let's do that. I think it's time for us to pull another quinacridone print. Of course, you could be using your what paper am I thinking? The glassine paper that we use. Of course, you could be using that. Oh gosh, look at this. Like how that gold is popping up that was down on the plate. I have some more right there. I think I'm gonna just try to lay this right in there. There's still quite a bit of paint, and just grab that. Oh, that's good. Look at that. Let me just get this, clean the plates. I'm just grabbing sections that there's still a lot down. Look at that, would you? That's pretty. Oh man, and when you use sections of that, who's gonna know how you did it? Nobody. Unless you tell them. Because see, just sections of it, I mean, even as a full, you could use this as a full background to continue to gel print on or put a collage down on, but even sections of it to use back, you know, in our work. Oh, this is good. Okay. Let me also now, let's pull another quinacridone. You know what? I'm going to pull it on the black. Let's see. see what we get. This black is hearty. Let's just see what it does, what color we get. Been so busy, I haven't even had my coffee. Okay, so what I'm having right now, because we're in the fall season, you guys know how I like my coffee with oat milk. And it's a number of you out there who said you do the same thing and you love it. So it's seasonal. So at Trader Joe's, they have pumpkin flavored oat beverage, right? Oat milk beverage, or it's called a beverage because it doesn't have dairy in it. And boy, because I don't take sugar in my coffee, I don't mind a little bit of like a flavored thing from time to time, but this doesn't even have a flavor. It just kind of has a pumpkin taste to it, like a pumpkin cinnamon kind of taste, but it really isn't sweet. And this in the black coffee tastes so good. I mean, if you like your coffees not sweet, if you want it sweet, like my daughter, she prefers hers with some sweetener in it. So then I put, when I make hers, I just put coconut sugar in hers because it's a good sweetener. It's a natural sweetener and it's good. And wow, would you look at this? That is so good. Because like the black has really toned the quinacridone down, but it pulled an amazing amount. Look at that pattern. Ooh, I like this. I mean, because look at that. And as this dries, you're going to see this, it pulled a lot of that gold. So we're getting a lot of that. So I put a little bit of the coconut. And I think the coconut sugar also kind of like goes nicely with the pumpkin and the cinnamony kind of taste. So then she loves it. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use some, before we call it quits for this session. I know you guys can keep going. I have a meeting coming up soon, and on top of that, I got to get back to editing the book. Publisher sent it, you know, I think I mentioned to you guys last week, so I need to finish it up and get it back to them by Friday. So but what I'm gonna do is, okay, we have this gold and we have the black with the gold in it. I want to see how it lays on this paper. And we have white. Excited to see what this paper is going to do. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just put a couple drops of white. Let's do a couple of these. And some gold. I kind of want to roll this. Let's just roll it first and see what happens. Who knows, right? Because we know that it's going to be resistant to the plate. But let's just do it. We're just going to, oh, look at that gold. Wow, let's see what we get. And since I have this in front of me, let's just go ahead and roll off on this paper and let that dry. Oh my goodness, you guys are going to scream. This paper takes the paint so amazingly. Well, it's designed for Sumi paints, but look how it just absorbed every one of those little bubbles. Oh my goodness. This is a good one. Yes, 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 yes. I love it. Look what it did. Oh my goodness, you see that? Oh. Now that's some pretty paper. Let this dry. Gosh, I want to do some more of that. Let's see if we can make, I don't know. Let's take this. Just trying to get some splatters. Sort of for ink blots. Let's see what this does. Gosh, this is good. I could do this for another hour easily. So I'm making it spread so I can kind of get more blots. Oh goodness. Wow, look at that. Oh, that's good. Stuff dries. It's just amazing. Looky here, looky here. Oh. When this dries, I'm gonna come back. Let it dry first. Okay, so we have some more of this on here. What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it on this black paper, so I kind of just want to get a little bit more white, spread it around. Grab this and let's put this on here. We're going to get probably some pretty good ink blots because this paper is not going to probably be quite as absorbent, but wow, that red is everything. And now this gold that I had down, I was hoping that that gold would start rising through the top and dry with more of the gold showing, and it is. Okay. Oh, wow, look, oh my goodness. Look at this. You know, this is the kind of stuff we like. I love that. And these are the Sumi inks. Wait till that dries. Okay, let's get some more. I'm thinking I'm gonna put some of that on this paper here. It's quite a bit still down on there, so let's grab some of this. Oh, yes, look at this. Oh, that's pretty. Let's get this right down the middle. Oh, these inks never cease to amaze me. Look at that. Just how subtle and pretty these inks are on this paper. Oh, okay. We need some more. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I'm getting so excited here. Let's get a little bit more gold. Okay. Let's get some. So let's get this coffee stain paper, because it's pretty thick. So it should really absorb. Yes, look at that. It should really absorb nicely. Let that gold really soak in. Oh, would you all, oh, this is pretty. Would you look at that? On that coffee stain, this gold. Oh my. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we're going to let that dry. And let's use some of this. This gold is just so pretty. Put this down. Oh, yes. Could do a whole thing. Remember I was working on those papers last week. I'm going to show you, we're going to move into what I plan on doing with those. This paper is so thin that I don't want to smear too much of the color. So I'm just putting this brown paper down because I can get a lot of pattern on here too, which is fine. I love this on this yellow paper with the line, the red lines. It's just so nice and subtle. Okay, so this is good. This is good. So I think I'm gonna stop here just because I have to, but I have not run out of ideas yet. But you guys just keep going. And these are some really good papers. Like some of that, the project that I'm working on with the papers that we did last week, which were the book pages and the collaging. I feel that some of these book pages I can see, actually, I'm just picking up some of this spots down here, can work back into some of that project as well. So that's still to unfold. You guys will see what we're going to do with that. But okay, so that's good, as my hands are a mess. But I really like what we have here. So I'm gonna let all this dry, and guys, keep on having fun in your studios. And we'll be back to not only make more papers, but to use a lot of these things. So, see ya. Bye-bye. Okay, so I'm back in the studio and everything is dry. So let's just review the papers that we did now that they're nice and dry. You can see them. And, you know, let's look in that session. We actually created 2 different style papers. Using that technique, we used one that were definitely these circle, these oblong dots pattern. And then with the Sumi ink on the plate, we did the ink blot. So basically, in that same session, you can get a couple of different looks, and you can also mix them. I just kept them separate right now just to kind of like flesh out the 2 techniques, but you definitely could come back and with the ink blot, with this dot pattern, you could do the ink blots, or on top of the ink blots, like on top of something like this, you could come back with some dot patterns. Even just gold dots or something over this would be nice, because I like how this is sort of muted and very etheric. But so just keep that in mind, that you can do all these combinations. I'm just kind of kept them separate for the purposes of just showing the 2 different techniques. So this is on our vintage book paper. I just love how all the extra gets picked up off that plate. So we have this, very simplistic, but that green, the white and black is nice on that cream color paper. Oh, this is just stunning. Wait till you get yours and you see this paper. You're going to just go crazy. It is so pretty. The finish on the paper is just amazing. Of course, our paper towels, how can we go wrong? Grab yourself $1 thing of paper towels, pour coffee all over them, let them dry, and then start printing. I mean, just look how good that looks. It's going to just be nice in some ephemera. This was just a waste sheet that I had brayered some blue off of when I was doing a different printing session. And you saw where I basically just kind of cleaned the plate with this one. And I really love just the random nature of that. Of course, this is our quinacridone. Doing a plate cleanse, and then of course with the dot pattern, so we get this old wall dot pattern thing happening here. I like the texture of the paper towel, so we picked up that paper towel texture, what have you. This is on our craft paper. That's always a winner. And remember, we worked on the different size dots, so that kind of like putting different bits of paint down. When you change the size, you get, you know, of course you get the different dots. Love this. And on the black paper, sort of raindrop or snowflake effect. Kind of overprint it. You know, the black on black is always nice. You kind of get that effect, which is really cool. You could actually do a whole page just with black on black, and that would really be nice. And then this is the one I pulled with the quinacridone. So you get this kind of more muted kind of shade there, which is nice. And then because it pulls so much, it pulled all that gold up that was originally on the plate from another printing. So that's nice to get that. So let's look at our our ink blots. Can't go wrong with this. How can you go wrong? This is a great collage plotter. This piece I love. Already used a piece of this. These ink blots here again on the red, and it's nice because that Yamamoto, actually on the red you do get that little outline of the gold. Can you see how it's outlined? So that gold flecks that are in there really did come up on the paper. So I really like that. It's subtle, but it's really nice. Of course, this, I loved this. Just brayering out those paints, the inks, and then putting them down. Ah, brilliant. I mean, look at that. That's just good stuff. All these things are just great pieces to collage with. Of course, here we have another ink blot on the black, and then ink blots on our coffee stained paper towels. Alrighty, so there's that session. That was a lot of fun. And you know, you get a lot of paper in these sessions. You just put all this stuff used back in your journals, use in collaging. I'll be using these back in some book projects, some large scale collaging I'm doing. So it just gets you ready so that you have a lot of, you know, things to choose from. So this is our dot pattern on the gel plate along with the ink blots. Next week we're going to do some Posca papers, and we're just going to kind of go into using the Posca pen, and I'll show you a number of techniques with that. But yeah, that's everything. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and you already are making a lot of really amazing papers, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye bye.